Hi there, my name is D.G. Valdron. This is my attic. These are my books. I'm a writer. Also, something of a lawyer once in a while. And I'm here to talk about the legal or the business side of writing and hopefully have something coherent and interesting to say. Now, I've talked a lot about the different aspects or different elements of contracts, the things that you need to watch out for, the things you can negotiate, and the things you can't. So I'm going to try and cover some new territory here. And I think what I'd like to talk about is publishers. Um, there are a number of options for publishers, and I'm going to give you one very clear, one very specific piece of advice. Never pay money. There are a lot of printers that will do a book for you, and they can charge you up to thousands of dollars. There are hybrid publishers and vanity presses that will charge you. Avoid them all. Absolutely avoid them all like they were poison. And for two reasons. One of them is that they will cost you a lot of money. And frankly, in 99.9% of cases, they're not going to do much of a job for you. The other thing is that, and it's just gilding the lily. The other thing about vanity publishers is that if you sign a contract with them, you're basically signing your life away, you're signing your rights away, you're signing your children, your firstborn. Don't do that. They are aggressive. They will market for you. They will pretend to market for you. They will market at you. They will produce absolutely nothing worthwhile. But because your book is an intellectual property of some kind of value, if they can get their hooks in it, well, they'll own you. So let's step away from vanity publishers. Who have we got out there in the publishing world? Well, there are the majors. There are the big five or the big three or the big 2.5, whatever they're up to now. And they're the ones that sell all the books in the bookstores, mainly. They're the ones that have marketing budgets. You're not ever going to get any of that, by the way. They're the ones that will basically be the mainstream. Your odds are not going to get very far with them. The way it works with the big five is that they're not even going to look at a slush pile. Not even a chance. They're not going to look at unsolicited submissions. Not a chance in hell. Instead, to have any chance with them, you have to go through an agent. And getting an agent is really not fun, not easy. I hear these days that agents will get up to 200 unsolicited queries like a day. That's about 1,000 a week. That's 4,000 a month. And they're not making any money from unsolicited queries, so their job is to basically just go through, say, no, get that out, and reject as much as they can, as quickly as they can, so that they can go on to the parts of their week where they actually make a living, which means that it can be almost impossible to get an agent. There's on average, I think, about most serious writers will query up to 150 or 180 times before they land an agent, if they ever do. Uphill. So for most books, for most large publishing books, you have to figure out how to get an agent. The agent then represents your book to publishers, and quite often you're not looking at big money. You're looking at standard form contracts. I'm not sure that an agent is going to do a giant pile of things representing you. I mean, if you're a Stephen King or a John Grisham type author, or you're hot, yeah, sure, an agent may be able to negotiate for you. But I think a lot of the times an agent is going to basically just keep up with state of the art, and they'll be given whatever the standard terms are, and mostly that's what they're going to be taking. I'm sorry if I'm just, punching holes in your balloon. Beneath the big five, or the big, 1 and 13/16, are the medium range publishers that can sometimes get their work into bookstores. Then you go to the local Canadian presses, which are subsidized by the Canada Council or, Ontario Council for the Arts. There are small presses, which are basically labors of love for the people involved. And those are easy to get into. If you've got like a small press where it's basically a labor of love by one person or even a handful of people, maybe they make some money, maybe they don't. Publishing is just tough. Books are tough. But it goes up and down the ladder. As I've said, most contracts are going to be pretty standardized in standard forms. So you want to focus on what the essentials are. You want to focus on what the rights are and the rights that you're giving. You want to focus on what your royalties are and what your royalty schedule is, whether or not you get an advance, which would be nice. You want to focus on how you get out. And from there, you go to the indie publishing. Now, the indie publishing is actually a separate category. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the legalities of that.